Hey, Nick. What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so, check out the Mask to Mask glossy I bought. Oh, fucking what? Yo, check out that lighting, brother. Holy shit. You bought this? Where? Looked like a fucking lamb picture that was so vibrant. From the little tents in front of the courthouse, they have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Come on, I'm guilty. Throw the book at me. Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are gonna get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal. Me. He's at it again, hitting him with the I sent the calling card to Lonely Taylor. I admit it! But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean I didn't commit the crime. Normally, when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you know, yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please. Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Tessie, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. You see, actually, the thief is me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is Damask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust Desiree. There he is. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to? What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by.
Who are you?
I'm Godot. Oh! And just like that, I'm 16 again. I'm in Manchester. Life is good. Life is simple. I'm Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Ah, he's the one that Detective Atney was talking about.
Oh, yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far?
Huh. None.
What did you say?
I've never prosecuted a case before.
Never? But you said you've never lost.
Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either.
Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you?
Even the mightiest of redwoods began their lives as mere saplings.
Yes, but a mask in a court of law?
Ha! Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy's the real deal, alright, Nick. I know. I want to suck his dick so badly. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet, and Harry's arrived as usual to stand on the keyboard. So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Just who is this masked man? I believe he's introduced himself already. I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you.
Well then, but Prosecutor Gobo.
It's not Gobo. It's Godot, Your Honor.
In any case, please give your opening statement.
Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Wright. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two.
Well then, let's go from the first witness.
My name is... No one has asked you for your name, witness. The important thing is what you know, that's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir.
Alright, witness. First, let's hear about... what do you know about the thief that stole the urn?
Yes, sir. Master Mask is a master thief that started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. Well, the pot's worth fuck all, though.
So then the actual identity of this masked mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you... We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot.
Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed.
Very well. It's only coffee after all.
What? You can't be letting him slide this early. You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial. That was a weird way to phrase that.
Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Master Mask who stole the urn. Now, do I slam the urn right on the sentence that's like, he only steals stuff that's worth things? That's worth a lot? Let's press this one first. I want him to say explicitly the urn is worth a lot of money. What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T?
I was thinking of asking the same thing myself.
I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the calling card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact he seems to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. Those are all parts of the thief's modus operandi.
And so since this robbery seems to fit all those conditions...
That's right, it means Master Mask is behind it. Alright, yeah. Let's press on the one before that. Nope, too far. Art pieces? Like what, for example? Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Emanon.
What's that, some kind of especially salty teardrop?
No, sir, it's a blue diamond, a single rare diamond. Next was the Crown of Bongora, you know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Megina, sir. Detective Atme retrieved the portrait of Megina, and returned it to the museum. And the target of his fifth and last robbery was the sacred urn, right?
But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces?
Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow Mr. Delight doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. Like, the pot is just not worth any money. I'm presenting it here. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? I'm sorry, but it's true. It is an antique that's been broken twice. You can't expect it to be worth much. No, I meant from a financial standpoint of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn?
The appraiser I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item Mask to Mask would normally go after. No.
If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying the theft of the urn was not the work of Mask to Mask?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but...
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Mask to Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot?
This coffee here. It's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Mask to Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask to Mask's methods. A fake. Except that a card they are 100% certain was sent by Damask was there.
A fake Damask?
Fake Damask? That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake.
Although I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
It looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need to prove the person at Lordly Taylor that night was in fact fake Damask. Gonna have to think about that one. Is his outfit different? We've got feather, mask, nothing here except for this bit, tassels. Ah, this is missing. Right, that had a thing on the chest. This does not. The proof is right here.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Ha! Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us what about this picture is peculiar. It's right here, of course.
You mean Mask to Mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest.
A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once. Fetch me my steed, quickly. We must ride.
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on.
A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now.
But the mask in the security camera photo... Oh, he has no brooch. That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this mask Damask is a fake. I've been fooled again.
Order, it's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how? How could you have overlooked this? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
Huh. The brooch you're talking about. You mean this? Oh! That's Mask Damask's brooch.
Where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue? He must mean the Ami Faye statue. Why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. Grr, this guy's one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too.
Hickeys?
Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. What?
What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch. Order in the court. Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch.
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. Huh. You mess with Godot. And you get burned. Grr, he's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound good at all.
Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. And my steed.
Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? I don't know why I said it like that. 1 second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shh! Silence. Now I see it's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zvari. The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right.
Huh, not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and a rising star illuminating the heavens.
Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe were worth anything, that is...
Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason, I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us about this special monocle, what this special monocle of yours witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask Damask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward, what the fuck, struck a fierce blow upon my noble noggin. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
So if there was if that happened before, you didn't land a single blow, why did the brooch get torn off?
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal? My specially made monocle never witnesses a thing.
Never. I didn't read that right at all. The opposite of what I said.
However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness has seemed so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Mask Damask, my arch-enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well, proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Alright, so I'm going straight for that bit about not landing a single blow. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? That's certainly some very impressive detective work.
Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head?
Huh? Well, actually, yes, by a fire extinguisher.
And what happened?
I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too.
You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory is because I have more brains to begin with.
He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed.
In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless, and then...
Alright, I'm putting the brooch on the table. If you didn't land a single strike, what's up with this being torn off? Mr. Antme, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours?
Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch-nemesis, Mask Damask. It is, in point of fact, Mask Damask's brooch.
It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened.
Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough.
Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off of a piece of clothing.
Ripped off? Aha!
We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Antme.
Ugh.
Detective Antme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court?
Witness giving false testimony is a serious crime. Ugh, no, wait just a moment, Sir Old-Timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. Where is my steed? I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I have been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much.
Well, so now you're saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atme, completely agree. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for but a brief moment. However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights with only his fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck two. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. So in the end you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case.
That can't be good. Alright, nothing immediately stood out to me this time. So why did you look away from the door anyway?
In addition to the camera, I have prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course.
So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer. What should I do? Should I ask more? About the sensor? What kind of sensors are you talking about?
There are other places in the basement that could be that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them.
That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours?
Lordly Taylor, the department store, was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera took the photo belongs to them as well.
In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh?
Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer?
No, I'm now going to ask the other question. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well?
Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Luke Atme.
In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data.
What's wrong, Sir Lawyer?
Alright. What does that mean, discombobulated?
Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean.
Sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway?
Now I've forgotten. What was I saying?
Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. What do you mean by weapon from the side?
Naturally, the thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse.
Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch?
Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp.
Okay, so he is talking about the Shito.
So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about you, witness?
You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities?
But of course, in college I was second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask to Mask.
This guy's a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
Powericious?
I assumed the Acme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
But yeah, you were blinded? So what was this flash of light that blinded you?
I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman.
The statue of Ami Faye, I'm guessing. Well, that wasn't very much help at all. I will ask the other one, just for consistency's sake. What is this Acme fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you.
Damn, this actually is going to end up being important, isn't it? That's it? That's the Acme fighting style? It was very important. Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever walk home alone late at night.
Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out.
Now then, witness, we'll go ahead and add that secret information.
I put my back to the wall, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye? What the fuck does that mean? Where is this third eye you're talking about?
Oh, it's right between my left and right eyebrows.
Sorry, the fact he said between my left and right eyebrows was just really throwing me off, because he didn't just say between his eyebrows. It's like, it implies he has multiple eyebrows.
It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead if you like.
Why didn't you say that in the first place?
Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper.
Yeah, that's what he says. I have a funny feeling about that. Yeah, he said he got hit in the back of the head. How do I present that, though? Ah, this says back of the head, okay. Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards.
What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. Now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet.
I believe this is what you said yesterday.
No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item. From behind, huh?
But just now you testified he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget that where you were hit on the head.
Ugh. It seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
What do you mean by that?
For example, the very fact you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security.
Yeah. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad.
That's wrong. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on, it's not as pretty as that. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts Atme is mask demask. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atme's true identity is actually Mask Demask.
Yeah. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
There are too many unnatural parts for Mr. Atme's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scene, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure.
That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues the police overlooked in order to arrive at a...
Oh, please, the explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask Demask.
But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask Demask.
He's wearing a fucking mask.
This security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor Department Store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn.
So the ace detective is actually an ace thief? Is this true, witness? Ha ha. Mask Demask's MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atme, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, sir lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it?
Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atme, when you assumed the thief's... Godot Blend 102, my personal favorite.
Mr. Godot!
The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true.
But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I
will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Trite. If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Amy looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Luke Atme is in fact Mask Demask. What would I say? What would I say if it's right here? It's to do with this, isn't it? 1 a.m. the night of the crime. Yes. Well, no, that doesn't really prove Atme is Mask Demask, though, does it? Because that gives Ron an alibi, but it doesn't really indict Atme in any way. Is it yet to be found? I don't know what I would say with the evidence I have. Has yet to be found. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Huh. Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get, after all.
Ugh, I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy's the thief. Are you guys give up and lose us this? Damn, it is. I do have something, huh? I can't think of a counterattack at all.
It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness is lifted. Mr. Godot. What? Who? Who are you?
That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the things you've been looking for. I think I found it.
You mean that bag?
No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, that's the sacred urn, Nick. It's the urn.
Order, order, order. You, madam. That urn, where did you find it?
You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atme.
Oh, Tessie, you're the best.
Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atme? Even you're gonna have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Huh. Pathetic.
Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad.
You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved?
Before casting aspirations at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight. Is that correct? Yes. What about it? Ha! How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. Including the office of the good detective here. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. To be fair, yeah, you know, you can't exactly prove that with just the urn. Please, madam, this town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to. You're wrong, I would never do such a thing. Mr. Light, please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove the urn was actually the Atme Detective Agency. Show fingerprints on the urn? We haven't looked at it though, have we? Also, hold on, this says Army now. It's been broken and fixed again? I can prove where the urn was. By the fingerprints on it.
Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, sir lawyer. Fingerprints, indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So, unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. Oh, wait, I thought it was just going to take me back to the same thing, so I started really rushing over it. The defense proposes the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Well, Luke, right? Wait, does Mask wear gloves? Yes.
Was he wearing gloves in this photo? Ambiguous? Mask to mask, right? The logic I would like to use here is that, like... How do I say it? Mask's fingerprints should be on it. Ergo, if there are no fingerprints on it, that makes Atme look more suspicious. Because Mask at some point would have surely handled it without wearing gloves. Let me give you an important piece of advice. The one who keeps a cool head all the way to the game's end is the winner.
Let me give you an even more important piece of advice. You're not going to win game. Alright.
The owner was put in that bag and carried to the detective's office yesterday. That means the person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Atme Detective Agency. Oh! Maya touched it! Of course! I forgot! Really? No, Phoenix looked in it. I got this part fucked up, yes. I thought it was Maya that did it because, you know... Maya's a goblin like that. It should be mine. I was just like, which of them would be goblin enough to touch it? Maya. Of course. No, it was Phoenix.
So what is all this fuss about fingerprints, anyway?
Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey, Nick, come on, open it up. Yeah. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at that time, but I did touch what was inside.
What? You touched it?
And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard.
Well, that was just...
Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves the urn was in Detective Atme's office. Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said.
I polished it until it was just about glowing. More valuable.
If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atme Detective Agency. Ha! This blend. Kodo blend number 107. I've decided. It's a little too bitter after all.
Order. I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying?
Yes, I've finally broken him down.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
This guy's nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Mask to Mask. Aha, I hope you all enjoyed my little performance.
Well, that was easy.
Well, Mr. Godot, what is Mr. Atme's condition?
He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to.
Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief.
Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief.
This court finds the defendant Mr. Ron Delight.
You're wrong. Wrong, I tell you. I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say.
Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening.
The thief. The sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me. I'm him. I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. So do it. Pronounce me guilty, please.
I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you think this is, but...
The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass, Judge.
What are you talking about? I already confessed I'm the thief, I tell you.
Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee.
Ha. Hey there, Mr. Thief.
Yes, sir.
If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean.
If you are Mask to Mask, then prove it. That's what it means.
Yes, sir, I'll be happy to.
He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy! Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man.
I know that. I won't fail, I swear.
Okay then. Talk. We're all listening.
Oh well, let's all have a listen to this confession. Let's all humor the baby.
The truth is, I've been Mask to Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm actually not Mask to Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo, that's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off, that's all.
I don't like the direction this trial has taken.
But this is how every trial goes, at least with me. Ha! You're doing great.
Stop it, Mr. Godot, you're embarrassing me.
Call me a good girl, Daddy. Come on, do it. Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, all right? But if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise, too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Mask to Mask.
Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best.
What a weird dynamic.
All right, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination.
Now we slam the wallet. Bam. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct?
Yes, it does. I lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
Mr. Delight, when did you first notice you'd lost your wallet?
Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner.
This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious.
Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was, in fact, at KB Security that night.
No!
So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, that proves that he has a watertight alibi. Ooh, you really shouldn't say that. That's gonna be a problem in a little bit.
No!
Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car, according to Larry anyway.
Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee. Put that coffee down.
Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong.
You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. All right, I'll try. I'll do it, I will.
He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he gets me worked up too. He's like a kid at his first day of school.
Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there, not at the heist.
Planted it there? He's really reaching now. Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The key card to KB Security's CEO's office.
No.
Ha! That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you overlooked one small thing. What? Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway?
Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. And now then, let's see your evidence.
Too easy. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct?
That's...
What is it?
A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from its contents. Blackmail? Yes. Basically, it says bring $50,000.
That certainly sounds like blackmail, all right.
At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB Security's CEO office at a full half an hour away from the crime scene. Ugh. No.
Order. Well, so when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. Looks like a perfect case for the defense.
You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot blend number 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that? At least I know what I think of you. Yeah.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim.
I think we're gonna have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. What do you mean by that, Trite? There's someone else who can testify. It's the one and only Larry Bucks.
Who is this useless-looking young man? God damn. Who is this absolute waste of flesh, this utter manlet, devoid of redeeming qualities?
You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly.
Hold on. Remember to stay hydrated.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I hadn't committed to doing such a scratchy voice for Aunt May. Now I'm all fucked up. Alright. I'm ready now.
But just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. Something about this utter putrid waste of humanity just makes my blood boil. I swear I would kill him myself if I were given the chance, just to end this blight on the world.
It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is this key card. Yep, that's the key card. Yep, record. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We would be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. That feel when you want to do a spit take, but you have to actually take a sip.
Well, Mr. Godot,
The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here.
so what does it show?
Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime.
But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Mask to Mask in this photo.
Ha. It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. So then... Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be mask to mask. The first time a prosecutor has ever just said, "Nah, he's right. He's right. He is cooked sufficiently. Good job, you did it, Nick."
That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of thief.
What's wrong, Your Honor?
I'm ready to pass judgment, but before I do that, do you have any further objections?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight.
No. Guilty. We did it. We saved the city.
Court is overturned.
Wow, a one-day case that wasn't the tutorial? I'm sure nothing's gonna come of this. Nick, you did it. You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy. Oh, Mr. Light. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Mr. Light. I just know I'm blushing. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Oh, Pearls. I've got a bad feeling about this. Who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just, You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself. Youch, she slapped me. Pearly. This woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick. Yes? You're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client. No, you've got it all right. I'll never forgive you. Ow, a double slap. Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? We got the sacred urn back. The thief's been caught in one day. No need for a pause at all. Even the tutorial had a pause. Nothing's gonna happen. You're so right, and it's all thanks to Nicky Boy here. But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please, you're embarrassing me. If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum?
But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now?
What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie.
I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is...
Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Mr. Godot, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite.
God, he's so fucking attractive.
Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy. Well, playtime's over. Huh? Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered. Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait, but body? The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th.
1 a.m. on October 12th.
You don't mean... That's right, amigo. At the same time, a cheap little urn was being stolen. The CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
Oh no, we have inadvertently proved the worst thing we could.
So then what are you doing here? Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you with today?
Helped me out? What?
On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage.
What are you saying? Imbrued with rage?
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
An employee of KB Security? I feel like we knew that.
It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi.
No way.
He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred.
No, that's a lie. It can't be true. But I'm a thief, I tell you.
Ron Delight, you're going back to prison again. This time, the charge is much more serious. This time, you'll be tried for murder.
What? This can't be. This is impossible.
I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Tribes. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two?
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here. This guy, who the heck is he?
He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced.
Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight.
Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our salad, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me.
Ah, Ronnie!
Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's gonna happen next? Ah, fuck. We actually destroyed the city. God damn it. Well, you can't win them all.